Hey Simmers, I'm Simone, and the new trailer for The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature pack just came out. So in this video, I'm going to break down the trailer and go over all the features presented. I'm going to organize it into 3 parts: the confirmed features that we can obviously see in the trailer, the likely features that I think are there but I'm not exactly sure, and also my wish list of features that I hope are there. Hopping into part 1, we of course have fairies. Fairies have been long awaited in the Sims 4 community. People have been wanting fairies and they're finally here. In the trailer, they revealed 4 kind of fairies and also turned the main girl into a fairy. With the fairies, we'll obviously be able to customize their outfits as well as the different kind of wings that they're going to have. And it looks like there's also going to be a customizable accessory option for the fairies as well, with different flower crowns and things. And just like the other cults with werewolves and vampires and spellcasters, I'm sure the fairies are going to have their own kind of point system and abilities that you can mix and match with each fairy. But what I'm really curious about is how these fairies are going to interact with other cults that we have. The next 2 confirmed features are going to make the Rags to Riches challenge a whole lot more fun. Firstly, we have the ground option to forage here or sleep here. This is really cool because before with the Rags to Riches challenge, you had to either find a bench to sleep on or buy a sleeping bag or find some other kind of method like a bush in order to sleep. But now Simmers will be able to easily click the ground and sleep there, or click the ground to forage different supplies, which gives more options opposed to just digging or fishing. I'm also hoping this option will be a base game feature and not something where you have to buy the $40 expansion pack in order to sleep on the ground. Also, this shouldn't be the case, but I'm hoping that you can forage and sleep on the ground in places outside the Enchanted by Nature world. The second feature we have is whenever you click on the water, you have an option to bathe in the water. This is also something that I hope is available in other worlds where you can swim in bodies of water, such as the Sulani pack. The next feature we have is the Nature Nomad aspiration, and I'm really hoping this isn't the only aspiration we get in this expansion pack, but it looks like your sim will be tasked to engage with nature and do things related to planting and crafting and engaging with nature all around. The next feature has to do with the world's map. It looks like we'll have 2 parts of the world, the first part being a small town that has different shops and what looks like a boardwalk, and the other part looks like a small cottage area that's very centered in nature and has different trees around, and more opportunities to engage in gardening and foraging and things of that sort. And to be honest, this world reminds me a lot of Henford on Bagley, I think that's how you say it. And so far I don't think it's really worth the expansion pack price because it doesn't look like anything very new. And speaking of things that are similar and not new at all, the next feature this expansion pack has is Townie Tasks. Yep, that's right, Townie Tasks, just like we had in Cottage Living. In the trailer, we're shown one of these tasks with the townie Todd Attenberry, where the sim is asked to harvest specific kind of ingredients and will be rewarded with a cure. A cure for what, you might ask? Well, the next feature is ailments, or illnesses. In the trailer, we are shown 3 different ailments: sonic sinuses, simoleon fever, and creation impulse. These ailments can be cured with the next gameplay feature, which looks like some kind of crafting book that contains home remedies for these illnesses. You'll likely have to read this book and find what kind of potions and plants you'll need in order to craft the remedy. Next, for part 2, we'll go into the likely features, where it looks to be shown in the trailer, but the gameplay isn't exactly clear. For the vendor markets, it looks like we'll have 2 types of shops, one being a potion shop and also a gnome market. I'm guessing that these will sell different potions, gnomes, garden supplies, and seeds. And we also seem to have a gnome statue that Sims can plead to. As you can see in the background for this trailer, for just a couple of seconds, this sim seems to be pleading to the statue. My guess is that you can plead for a cure for an ailment, or maybe even to be a fairy. Or if it's anything like the gnomes that show up for Thanksgiving, maybe you can plead for a gift or good fortune or money. In the comments, go ahead and let me know your guesses for what you can ask the gnome for. This next likely feature is honestly a guess, but hear me out, okay? So we see here early on in the trailer that she has this wilted plant that she's watering, and it kind of reflects her mood. But then when she gets excited to go outside, this plant is all of a sudden very grown and tall and beautiful and vibrant. So for this next feature, I think there's going to be more plant growth options. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think right now we only have 3 plant growth options. The first being a completely dead plant, the second being a sprouted plant after you just put water on it, and the third being a fully grown plant. But now I'm assuming there will be more growth options depending on how much effort you decide to put into growing the plant. These last 2 likely features aren't very big, so I'll go through them really fast. The first is I think we'll be able to observe different landmarks around the map. As you can see here, this sim is observing this wrecked ship, for example. And secondly, it looks like there's these little balls of light that's bothering this man. So my guess is that as a fairy, you'll be able to turn small and either bother humans or help with gardening tasks. Lastly, let's hop into my wish list features, which is really just one feature that I hope is there. That being a dedicated fairy world, that unlike every other world, I want these surroundings to actually look bigger. For example, think about Tinkerbell, where compared to the trees and the plants, they look so small. I want it to be like this in The Sims, where the background doesn't look like just a regular world with regular sized trees and plants. I want them to actually be big compared to the fairies that we have. Sims, if you're listening, that's literally my only wishlist request. Do I think y'all will deliver? No, but please prove me wrong. And that's it for the features I noticed on the official reveal trailer for The Sims 4 Enchanted by Nature. Let me know in the comments if I missed any key features that you noticed. And please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe. I'm trying to build this new channel of mine, and go ahead and watch some of my other videos. And with that, Simmers, I'm Simone, and I'll see you guys next time. Dag dag.